The sun was dying over the African savanna, and so was the white lion cub. His tiny body trembled beneath the acacia tree, white fur matted with dust and his own mother's blood. She'd fallen an hour ago to the hyena pack, her last act pushing him into the hollow of twisted roots before her roars turned to silence. Now he was alone, completely, devastatingly alone, and the shadows were growing teeth. The cub didn't understand death yet. He only knew his mother wouldn't answer his cries anymore, no matter how many times he called into the emptiness. His golden eyes, still holding that glassy innocence of 8-week-old cubs, watched the horizon swallow the sun. Something primal stirred in his chest, something ancient and coded into his bones. His ancestors whispered a truth through his blood. Night is when the weak ones die. The first stars appeared like distant, uncaring eyes. The savanna transformed. Every rustling grass blade became a threat. Every shadow morphed into jaws. The cub pressed himself deeper into the root system, trying to disappear into the earth itself. His stomach cramped with hunger, but instinct told him that moving meant dying. So he waited and trembled and learned his first lesson. Fear is a gift that keeps you breathing. Then he heard it, the laugh. Hyenas don't truly laugh. It's a sound closer to a scream being strangled, a noise that evolution designed specifically to freeze prey and terror. 3 of them materialized from the darkness, their sloped backs and powerful jaws built for exactly this moment. They'd caught his scent, that distinctive white fur making him a beacon in the darkness. The same rare coloring that made him beautiful also made him visible, life's cruelest irony. The largest hyena approached first, her scarred muzzle pulling back to reveal teeth that had cracked elephant bones. The cub did something then that surprised even himself. He didn't run. Running triggered the chase reflex. Instead, he did what his mother had done in her final moments. He roared. It came out as more of a squeaky hiss, a sound that should have been comical, but there was something in it, some tiny spark of defiance that made the hyena pause. Not from fear, from curiosity. This strange white morsel had fight in it. She lunged. The cub twisted sideways, his small size saving him as her jaws snapped on empty air. He scrambled deeper into the root system, squeezing into a gap too narrow for adult predators. The hyenas dug frantically, their claws ripping bark, their frustrated calls echoing across the plain. The cub pushed back into the darkness of the tree's heart until he could go no further. They dug for 20 minutes. Then, miraculously, something distracted them, a distant sound of a kill, an easier meal than this troublesome white rat hiding in wood. Their calls faded into the night, but the cub didn't move. He'd learned his second lesson. Survival means staying hidden long after the danger seems gone. Hours crawled past. The night brought cold that seeped into his small body. Thirst clawed at his throat. But he waited. The darkness pressed down like a physical weight, filled with sounds he couldn't identify, cracking bones, death screams, the wing beats of vultures settling in for tomorrow's feast. Dawn came slowly, bleeding pink and gold across the sky. The cub emerged from his hiding spot, stiff and shaking. The savanna looked different now, beautiful and terrible in equal measure. He stood on wobbly legs, looking at the place where his mother had fallen. The ground was disturbed, but she was gone. The hyenas had claimed everything. He was about to take his first uncertain step when a new shadow fell across him. The male lion was massive, his dark mane thick with his prime years. The cub's heart seized. Male lions kill cubs that aren't their own. This was how the pride system worked. This was nature's mathematics. The cub prepared for his final moment, too exhausted to even run. The male circled him slowly, examining this strange white cub with the dead mother. Recognition flickered in the amber eyes. He'd known the cub's mother. She'd been part of a neighboring pride before the territorial disputes had scattered them. The male did something unexpected. He lowered his massive head and released a soft chuff, not aggressive, but calling, communicating.
Then he turned and began walking towards the rising sun, towards the distant calls of his own pride. He paused after 20 paces, looking back. The cub understood. This was his only chance. On trembling legs, he followed. The journey took hours, the cub stumbling on exhausted paws, while the male adjusted his pace, never quite letting the white cub fall too far behind. When they reached the pride, the lionesses reacted with shock, a strange white cub following their king. But the male positioned himself between them and the cub, making his intentions clear. The cub had earned the right to live through his courage in darkness. One lioness, heavy with milk from her own recent cubs, approached cautiously. She sniffed the strange white infant, seeing his desperate hunger, his tiny body pushed beyond its limits. And something in her responded to that universal need. She lay down, and the white cub, after a moment's hesitation, began to feed. The cub learned his final lesson as dawn's warmth spread across his white fur. The night belongs to the strong, but strength comes in forms we can't always recognize. Sometimes it's teeth and claws. Sometimes it's knowing to hide long after the danger seems gone. And sometimes, in the rare and precious moments that make life worth the terror, strength is mercy. If this story reminded you why nature is the greatest storyteller, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible animal survival stories that'll make you see the wild in a whole new way.